Good evening. My name is Dr. Deborah Schwinn, and I am honored to serve as the Dean of the Roy J. and Lucille A. Carver College of Medicine. I am delighted to welcome you tonight to celebrate the achievements of the class of 2015. The graduates in the audience this evening represent students from 4 distinct Carver College of Medicine programs. Tonight's students will receive their Bachelor of Science degree in Medical Laboratory Studies and Radiation Sciences, their Master's degree in Medical Education, their Doctorate of Medicine degree, or the combination Doctorate of Medicine and Master's of Public Health, or Doctor of Medicine and Doctor of Philosophy degrees. To all the graduates, the Carver College of Medicine joins your families and friends in sharing the excitement and pride for your accomplishments. Now, I would like to introduce my colleagues who will be part of tonight's celebration. On your far right is Dr. Chris Cooper, Associate Dean for Student Affairs and Curriculum and Professor in the Department of Urology. Next is Dr. Darren Hoffman, lecturer in the Department of Anatomy and Cell Biology. Dr. Hoffman is tonight's commencement speaker. Next is Dr. Christy Ferguson, professor in the Department of Internal Medicine and director of the Master in Medical Education program. And finally, Dr. Donna Hammond, Executive Dean and Vice Dean for Academic Affairs, as well as Professor of Anesthesia. On my other side are some special guests tonight. Mr. Ken Cates, Chief Executive Officer of the University of Iowa Hospitals and Clinics and Associate Vice President of UI Healthcare. As the executive leader of the University of Iowa Hospitals and Clinics since July 2008, Mr. Cates oversees the strategic, operational, and financial performance of the hospital with a special focus on patient safety, clinical excellence, and outstanding service to ensure an extraordinary experience for patients and their families. As Associate Vice President for Medical Affairs, he is part of the leadership team advancing the strategic plan and mission of UI Healthcare. Mr. Ken Cates. Next is Dr. K. John Hartman, President of the Iowa Medical Society and surgeon at the Davenport Surgical Group. Dr. Hartman is also a 2001 graduate of the Carver College of Medicine. Next is Mr. Robert Downer. Mr. Downer was a member of the Board of Regents, State of Iowa, from 2003 through the conclusion of his last term in April 2015. He received his Jurisprudence Doctorate from the University of Iowa College of Law in 1963, and for the past 50 years has been a member of the firm of Mearden, Supple, and Downer. And he is an active member of the Johnson County, Iowa State, and American Bar Associations. A steadfast supporter of the university and of our college, we are very pleased that he could join us tonight for this ceremony, and we thank him for his many years of service to our state and our institution. Dr. Downer. Next is Dr. Jean Robillard, Vice President for Medical Affairs at the University of Iowa. Dr. Robillard oversees University of Iowa Hospitals and Clinics, the Carver College of Medicine, and the University of Iowa Physicians. As the leader of Iowa's only comprehensive academic medical center since 2007, Dr. Robillard has created a model for academic medicine in the 21st century and a world-class enterprise. Under his vision and leadership, UI Healthcare implemented its first ever strategic plan for the integrated enterprise to expand medical services and better meet the needs of Iowa's communities, advance research and discovery, and educate world-class health professionals and scientists. Vice President Jean Robillard. And finally, it is with great pleasure that I introduce our university's provost, P. Barry Butler. Provost Butler serves as Executive Vice President and Provost of the University of Iowa. Prior to his appointment as provost, he was Dean of the University of Iowa College of Engineering, where he holds a professorship in the Department of Mechanical and Industrial Engineering. He earned his bachelor and master's degree in aeronautical engineering from the University of Illinois in Champaign-Urbana, 1979 and 1981, respectively. He received his PhD in mechanical engineering in 1984, also from the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. He currently co-chairs the American Wind Energy Association's Research and Development Committee, and he was a member of the U.S. Department of Energy's advisory group to develop the recently released U.S. Wind Strategic Vision Renewal titled Wind Vision, A New Era for Wind Power in the United States. Please join me in welcoming Provost P. Barry Butler.
Thank you, Dr. Schwinn. Graduates, deans, distinguished faculty, honored guests, family, and friends, I have the great honor of bringing greetings and congratulations to all of you from the University of Iowa community and from its Board of Regents. Thank you for coming to help us bear witness to this important milestone in the lives of these graduates. The entire university community shares your pride and happiness on this momentous occasion. Graduates, I invite you to think back to the beginning of your journey to become a healthcare professional. You were a group of bright, eager, and probably very nervous young people who were about to take on a tremendous challenge. You likely thought of the remarkable opportunities ahead of you, the opportunity to change lives for the better, to make new discoveries, to be a respected member of a time-honored profession. I'm sure you also thought about the awesome responsibilities you were about to accept. On today's momentous occasion, I'd like to urge you to always remember that you've got what it takes. We had confidence in you when you started. You set a goal, you made the decision anew each day to keep working toward that goal, and you reached that goal, in spite of all the sacrifice of time, money, and sleep you probably had along the way. Second, you must never stop learning and teaching. In the medical profession, perhaps more than any other, knowledge changes fast. There is always more to learn. One of the most important ways to learn is to seek insight from those you work with, including the nurses, physician's assistants, technicians, pharmacists, physical therapists, other physicians, and the other healthcare professionals, not to mention from your patients. And finally, please all remember how precious are the supportive people in your life. I'm confident that I speak for all of you when I say thank you to the family and friends who are here today, and to those who couldn't be here but are celebrating with you from afar, for their patient support and encouragement and the sacrifices they made so you could pursue your dreams. At the University of Iowa, healthcare and the health sciences are central to who we are. We are very proud of our long history of remarkable contributions to healthcare for the people of Iowa and beyond. Today, you become part of that tradition, our newest representatives and ambassadors out in the world, the public face of who we are and what we stand for. We're so proud of you, and we know that you'll continue to make us proud. The University of Iowa community joins with me in wishing you the very best. Thank you.
It is now my pleasure to introduce Dr. Chris Cooper, Associate Dean for Student Affairs and Curriculum, as well as Professor and Vice Chairman in the Department of Urology. Dr. Cooper is a pediatric urology specialist who keeps an active operating room schedule in addition to his administrative duties in our medical school. Dr. Cooper.
This is a happy event. This is a great celebration. So welcome to the graduation for the classes of 2015. Wow. You know, John, it's always the same. We've been doing this for 9 years, and people forget this is a celebration. I got back from New Orleans this afternoon, and I saw much bigger celebrations last night on Bourbon Street, I can tell you that. And now, for those of you who haven't been down in New Orleans or on Bourbon Street, let me tell you, it's a sleazy, humid, dirty place, and there's no judgment here, those are just facts. It's crowded with people that frequently smell bad, but they're celebrating and they're happy. There are often cheers when somebody is drinking an alcoholic beverage. These people are cheering because someone is becoming intoxicated. It's got the word toxic in it, but they are cheering. Now tonight you guys are graduating. You've been indoctrinated into healthcare. I don't know if I'm using indoctrinated right, but it's got doctor in it, and it rhymes with intoxicated, so I thought it'd be a good word. You know, those people down on Bourbon Street, they go wild for some little plastic beads. They often flash each other for those beads. And tonight you guys are going to get these fancy hoods. And if there was any consistency in this world, when you got your hood, you would strip down and streak off the stage. Do not do that. Because Kelly then has to strip after each one of you and run off so the people at home know what's going on. Kelly is Damien's cousin, by the way. She has done this long enough. I'm wondering what she's actually saying. She's done this long enough that she gets to choose which graduation she goes to. And she always picks this one, and she picks pharmacy. She picks this one because it's fun. She picks pharmacy because of something about drugs. I don't remember what. So I'm thinking, how can I get you to realize that even though we're in this place that has all the ambiance of an empty Costco, that you need to make this a celebration? That's getting there. So I knew this would happen because after 8 or 9 years, I start to figure out the patterns. I'm bright like that. And so I brought back some magic beads from New Orleans. So I want to try this again. And if it's loud enough, against advice from risk management, I'm going to fling these beads out there. But I want you to keep your robes on, all right? So let's try it again. Maybe all those that came to support you tonight, we'll show you how to do it. Welcome to the graduation for the class of 2015. Much better. That was actually the most dramatic part of the evening for me. I was afraid somebody would get hurt with those beads. All right, I want to take a minute and brag about this class to the audience. And you might think I'm being biased because I like them, but I want to look objectively at what they've done. They are, as you would expect, very, very bright. In fact, this class has a 100% pass rate on step 1 of their national boards. No class will ever beat that record. You will be despised and hated by all that follow you. So, I think everyone here realizes there's a lot more to being a great physician and a great healthcare provider than simply being smart. This class has taken on a lot of extracurricular activities. I wish I could spend even 1 minute on each of the students, but that would add hours to the program. So I need to talk in generalities and throw out some broad statistics. The class has 4 people graduating with humanities distinction, 6 with global distinction, 24 with research distinction, 14 with teaching distinction, 3 with service. This is all things they have taken on outside of the usual curriculum. In addition, they've been involved in reaching out and getting involved in various activities that help their fellow students, that help their college, the local community, as well as the national and international community. A few examples of the latter include students working on addressing health inequities in sites as diverse as Haiti, Guatemala, Brazil, Ecuador, India, Ghana, Kenya, Uganda, England, Scandinavia, Solon, Iowa. That's for Dave Asprey, our assistant dean. They have worked with immigrants and refugees in the United States in fields ranging from infectious disease to cancer to ophthalmology to surgery to primary care and pain relief. You know, each class takes on its own personality, and each class really is special. But in my 9 years of doing this, this class has been by far the easiest to work with and get along with. Now, Dean Schwinn frequently uses the word synergism. So eventually I looked it up. I'm an Iowan, and I use words like corn and hot and cold, and can you get that on a stick? But I digress. That's not an Iowa word either. The point is, this class has truly been, the sum of this class has truly been greater than its parts. I'm very excited that a large percentage of them, about a third, are going to be staying in Iowa for their residency, and I hope we can convince them, as well as those that are leaving, to come back and eventually practice medicine here, and perhaps take care of me. You've got your work cut out for you. I want to take just a few minutes here and paint an analogy and give you some parting advice. Realize it or not, you're undergoing a metamorphosis, and tonight is a landmark in that process. When I think of metamorphosis, I think of butterflies. To be honest, there are quite a few administrative meetings I sit in where I'm thinking of butterflies, but metamorphosis, butterflies. And even though I'm a scientist and a muggle, I believe in magic and miracles. And I think perhaps nature's greatest magic trick is the caterpillar turning into a butterfly. It really is amazing that this crawling, hairy little slug wraps itself up in a cocoon where it disappears, and then when it reappears, it's turned itself into something beautiful that can actually fly. That's amazing. So sometimes as I'm sitting in those meetings, I wonder, does it remember what it was like to be a caterpillar? I'm not expecting you to answer that question, but just letting you know what I wonder. I do have a question for everyone here. Is anyone afraid of butterflies? No. No one's afraid because they do no harm. They never bite anyone. If they did, they'd be like bats. People don't like bats. Okay, most people don't like bats. Normal people don't like bats. They fly around in this weird manner and they might bite me or get tangled in my hair. I wasn't born like this, all right? Tonight, you all are becoming butterflies. You're breaking out of your cocoon. This magical transformation is certainly in large part because of the hard work you have done, but it's also because of how the public sees you. I think for magic to work, you have to believe in it. Now, in a matter of minutes, when Dean Schwinn and Provost Butler say some magic words and touch their caps, you will be transformed, and the public will see you as a doctor or a healthcare provider. People trust you to be good, and because of their faith in you, they see you as good. If it was not for that faith and that trust, then the things you ask and do to them could be seen as assault. They might fear you and see you as a bat. Do not become a bat. You must do everything you can to meet and uphold that public trust. Now, nature is patient and nature is slow. It is not as quick and as flashy as Dean Schwinn and Provost Butler. You guys are flashy. But still, turning a worm into a beautiful winged creature is really an amazing magic trick. In truth, your metamorphosis takes time as well. it's not going to be complete tonight. You're going to be trying out the new wings for a while, and over time, they will continue to expand and grow. You're going to become more accustomed to your new gifts and skills, and you're going to have a very different perspective on the world. You know, we also don't fear the caterpillar like we should, if you think about it. But that's because we think it's neat. Sometimes we even think it's cute. It's a hairy little worm, but we think it's neat or cute. We think this because we know what it will become. In short, we see the potential in it. Here's tonight's take-home point. Every patient, every person you see has potential. I don't want you to miss the point here, so let me spell it out. I'm telling you, you're special, you're becoming butterflies, but you're not so special because every patient, every person has that potential. As physicians, your job, our calling, is to help nurture that potential. Now, I understand at times that potential may be hard for you to see. But then again, if you didn't know better, who would see the potential in that little hairy caterpillar? Because nature moves very slowly, you might not see the complete metamorphosis in your patients. You can't see everything. You don't know everything. Some of this you just have to believe and take on faith. See, I'm telling you, you're smart, but you're not so smart. At Get Acquainted Day and at orientation, I told you I wanted you to do more than take care of your patients. I wanted you to care for your patients. That was partly true. I didn't want to freak you out by telling you the final step, but I think you're ready for it now. And it's one of those things we don't talk about enough, or perhaps at all, in the curriculum. Love. Love your patients. People want to be loved. They want someone to care about them. At times, you may not be able to cure them or even help their symptoms, but you're caring for them and you're loving them does help. It will help them and it will help you. It will change them and it will change you. I suppose you could take it one step further and say, love each other, love your fellow man, but that starts seeming churchy, and the next thing you know would be wearing robes or white gowns or white coats even. I believe if you lead with your heart, you will find it rewarding. You won't burn out. Your days in your clinics, at least the parts when you're interacting with patients and not the electronic medical record, will be joyful. So boiling it down is, it may seem preachy, but the lessons here are simple. Love yourself, love your patients. You are special, but so is everyone. There is potential in everyone. Always be good. Be a butterfly. Do no harm. Don't be a bat. Believe in magic and know that you don't know everything, and keep the faith. I want you to be truly grateful for the good fortune you have to be entering such deeply rewarding careers, where you will continue to develop your potential and transformation, and where you are permitted to learn from and love those you serve and help. It has truly been my privilege and a great pleasure to have served you, and you all have my sincerest congratulations. Thank you. It's now my pleasure to introduce Miss Miriam Murray, a fourth-year medical student from Iowa City, Iowa. Where'd she go? Oh, she's here already. Since matriculating in the college 4 years ago, Miriam has been an active participant in an array of student activities and organizations, including serving this year as the Carver College of Medicine Student Government President. Miriam will introduce tonight's commencement speaker, Miss Miriam Murray.
First, I want to take advantage of this opportunity to congratulate all of my classmates on finally becoming doctors. I am incredibly proud that you are all my colleagues, and I look forward to bragging about each of you in the future. I'm also fortunate to have the opportunity to introduce one of the many wonderful faculty members that we have had the opportunity to work with during our time at the Carver College of Medicine. Each year, the graduating class is able to select their own commencement speaker, and this year we chose an exceptional educator who has been by our sides since our very first days of medical school. We first met Dr. Darren Hoffman as a part of the team working to teach our anatomy course during the first semester of our medical education. He toiled with us in the formaldehyde-scented cadaver lab. He provided individual moral support and encouragement to those who struggled, and perhaps most memorably, he walked us through the intricate and often very awkward details of pelvic anatomy, using innovative and memorable teaching tools, one of the most important of which was humor. Once, he asked us if we all knew what Kegels were, then smirked as he informed us, "I'm doing them right now." He also helped us understand the positions of the organs in the female pelvis by having students come to the front of the room and stand in appropriate postures to represent the bladder and the uterus, before proudly positioning himself behind those students and announcing, "And I'm the rectum." Dr. Hoffman's sense of humor is unique and memorable, but his dedication to education is truly extraordinary. Since joining the University of Iowa faculty in 2006, he has demonstrated his choice to dedicate his career to teaching in more ways than I could possibly describe tonight. To provide just one recent example, many of you know that the College of Medicine recently underwent a major curriculum remodel. Dr. Hoffman has been in the trenches with the first-year medical students as they travel the uncharted territory of this new curriculum. Through the fun times and the difficult, he has been by our sides. So now I'm very happy to give you the chance to hear from the man himself. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Darren Hoffman, the 2015 commencement speaker.
Thanks so much, Miriam. That was a very nice introduction. And for any who might be concerned, I promise I will not talk about any reproductive anatomy in my speech. Congratulations to all of the graduates today. Whether you're receiving doctoral, master's, or bachelor's degrees, you've no doubt devoted a significant part of your life to achieving this academic goal, and you've made it. It's easy for someone in my line of work to take for granted that you will make it. After all, I've met a lot of students and I've seen a lot of graduations. But this I know is true. Every one of you made it here through intense effort and personal sacrifice. You should be so proud of reaching this milestone. Today is also about your family, your friends, your partners, your kids. You may be wearing the cap and gown, but this was a team effort, probably from a very early age. Thank you, family and friends, for bringing up such intelligent and caring people and sharing them with us for the last few years. Standing in front of you today is an incredibly intense experience, one of the most exciting things that an academic can be asked to do. I get to give you your last lecture. And I am truly flattered that you would ask me, a basic scientist, to send you off on your way. I found myself really searching for the right things to say, something that might be wise or helpful, maybe fun. And I got kind of intimidated because I'm not an MD, so I can't really tell you what your life is going to be like in your profession. But I have been in your shoes. 9 years ago, I walked across this stage to get my PhD degree. And one thing I remember very clearly is that I was incredibly unsure about what might happen next. In the 9 years since that day, I've learned a lot about life, and here's what I really want to tell you. You have nothing to worry about. Now is the fun part. Maybe you got lucky and you actually enjoyed medical school. Maybe you even met the love of your life while you were in medical school. And if you did, great, good for you. However, I'm here to tell you now that you've finished school, your life is about to get twice as busy, twice as fulfilling, twice as free, and twice as fun. And I have just a few specific examples that I want to pump you up about. First of all, your life is definitely going to get more busy. Let's be honest, you've taken on a career path in healthcare. This is not a boring place to work. If you work in patient care, every day of your life is going to be filled with people and their stories. If you work in laboratory settings, every day of your life is going to be spent juggling multiple projects and workflows, and that's a good thing. It's a gift to be busy. It's a joy to discover every day how much more you can achieve. The key to not being swallowed up by all that work comes down to one word that probably hasn't been thrown around much in your academic programs, and that word is values. I know from experience that if you don't have a strong set of beliefs about what really matters to you, it's very easy to become overwhelmed by your work and start resenting it. Maybe what really matters to you is financial freedom. That's very high on my list. Maybe it's justice, maybe it's organization, maybe it's human connection. This is one question where there is no right answer. You get to choose whatever matters most to you, and then you have the power to steer your work towards that passion. This is the key to making work feel like fun. It took me a long time to learn that I actually had this power. I, like many of you, was successful in school because I was good at figuring out what people needed me to do and then doing it, usually with a smile on my face. This is a useful skill to have in the workplace, but it's not a good guiding principle for your life. Living this way is reactive and leaves you feeling like you don't have any control. Spending a little time getting clear on your values will allow you to feel like the captain of your own ship. When you make that switch, decisions become easier to make, and life just starts to feel more fun because you're on your adventure now. Don't ever forget that. The next big thing that's about to happen is your life is about to become much more free. This might seem counterintuitive given that you're also going to get more busy, so let me explain. Over the last 4 or so years, most of you have been engaged full-time as students, which means you have a busy 8 to 5 day of classes and clinical rotations, followed by evenings full of studying, writing assignments, all sorts of other things. Well, your day job is about to get a little bit busier, but your night job is going to start stepping down quite a bit. What are you going to do with yourself in all of that time? I'll just tell you what I did. I started learning more about all the things I didn't have time for in grad school. I started piano lessons again. Woo! Turns out grad school taught me a few things about how I learn that allowed me to progress much further as a pianist than I had even in college. I also learned how to make pies, and by learned how, I mean that I just made 2 pies a week for a year until I figured it out. I gave up gardening in pots, and I learned how to use a tiller and a spade and really change my landscape. Whatever it is for you, now is the time. And wow, is it fun to discover whole new things about yourself and the world. I think you're also going to find a lot more freedom in your work. It probably varies a lot in the different professions that you're entering, but every one of you gets to choose a lot about your work. You may get to choose how you work. Maybe you want to work from home, work on the road, work in a traditional office. These are all totally realistic options in healthcare. You may also get to choose who you want to serve in your profession. Maybe it matters a lot to you to work with underserved communities or places in the world with massive healthcare disparities. You can choose to do that work. Of course, your values will be helpful in making these decisions, but here's one 3-word phrase that will help you as you get started. If you're not sure, just say yes. When you're new and you're just getting started, what you really need are connections and experience. And the way to get them is by saying yes as often as possible. Now, somewhere around the 5 to 7 year mark, you might want to start dialing that down a little bit. But until then, use all of your youthful enthusiasm and energy to make your presence known and get your feet as wet as possible. The last thing that I know is going to happen for you, regardless of whether you're an educator like me, or a clinician, or a technician, is that your life is going to get twice as fulfilling. I know that you have probably felt really restricted for the last 4 years, whether you were stuck in a classroom where you struggled to see the relevance of what you were learning, or if you were on a clinical rotation where you felt more like a shadow than an actual participant. Your role in people's lives is about to change significantly, and that is really fun. There may be a part of you that's still a little bit afraid of the responsibility that comes with this territory, and that is totally okay. That's part of the deal. The thing is, that fear is actually going to make you better. But please, please embrace the roles and responsibilities that you're about to step into. Every one of you has the potential to change the world in large and small ways. There's no way that I can put into words how good it feels to make another person's life better. Just throw yourself into it, and I promise you'll get hooked. In terms of how you conduct your medical practice, as a non-MD, I have very little to say, but as an experienced patient, I can only offer 3 small suggestions. Be honest, don't make any assumptions, and take your time. I would also encourage you to think about fulfillment on a more personal level. Your spouses, kids, parents, and friends have all supported you in your training. You can also find personal fulfillment in returning that favor. Maybe it's answering all of your aunt's questions about her various ailments. And yes, that is going to happen even more than it already has. Maybe it's starting the family that you put on hold for this, or maybe it's just adding 1 more visit a year to go see your parents. You can afford it now. We here will always be your professional community, but your family and friends will be your spiritual home. And please remember to nurture that with the same intention that you bring to your profession. The last thing I have to say, I feel like I need to say because I'm an anatomist. It's something that I've had the joy of seeing literally thousands of times. Your body is beautiful. It's a sacred thing that we are privileged to enjoy every day. Whether you're the shortest person or the tallest person, the skinniest or the fattest, the fact that your body works is amazing, and your body deserves your respect. Take the time to enjoy your senses. Our professions are extremely cerebral, and it's very easy to get lost in our minds and forget how good it feels to hold somebody's hand, or sing in the car, or eat a tomato in the garden. It's funny, and I never even expected it. But the key to my own mental health was actually getting in touch with my body and my senses. Beyond your own bodies, I invite you to consider the beauty and awesomeness of every other person on this planet. We are all built in the same intricate and amazing way, far more alike than different. If you really take this in, you will be a better person, and you'll find yourself compelled to treat every other person with the same respect and dignity that you'd want for yourself. I think the world would be a better place if everyone just took an anatomy class. That's just my personal bias. So congratulations to you, the graduates of the Carver College of Medicine. You proved yourself through your academic achievements. You've learned lessons that will stick with you forever. And now you've spent at least 10 minutes contemplating what might be next for you. Thanks for the invitation to speak to you today, and good luck in your next great adventures.
Will the candidates for Bachelor of Science in Medical Laboratory Science and Bachelor of Science in Radiation Sciences please stand? Using the ancient and mysterious tradition of tapping my hat to our provost, Provost Butler, these candidates, having completed all the requirements for the Bachelor of Science in Medical Laboratory Sciences or the Bachelor of Science in Radiation Sciences, are recommended to you by the faculty of the Carver College of Medicine for the conferring of this degree.
On the recommendation of the faculty of the Carver College of Medicine and by the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents, State of Iowa, I confer on you the degree Bachelor of Science in Medical Laboratory Sciences or Bachelor of Science in Radiation Sciences as qualified and designated. Congratulations.
Would the graduates who have just been awarded their degrees please come forward and receive their diplomas? Sarah Onson. Angelina Coronado. Jared Liu. Lucas Asklund. Carly Bernhard. Brittany Bickford. Ryan Carney. Caitlin Cook. Raylan Debner. Christy Devine. Matthew Keck. Jonathan Keniston. Catherine Leiferman. Justin Matzel. Brent Mattis. Timothy Neusel. Hannah Partington. Jody Paul. Kelsey Redmond.
The Masters in Medical Education students receiving their degrees tonight have all worked closely with many of the other students here. As a former graduate of the program once said, a major benefit of the MME program is that it gives students a chance to triple dip. They get academic credit for projects completed during their coursework. They often implement these projects in their respective courses or clerkships. And in some cases, they disseminate the results for educational scholarship. For example, one of this year's graduates validated an evaluation form for reviewing resident discharge summaries and presented a poster about the results. Another developed a workshop on self-directed learning that was then presented at a national meeting. A third created a workshop about post-operative communication that was then presented at an international meeting. These graduates bring the total number to 28, representing 13 different departments or programs. As the MME program grows, it will continue to enhance the educational environment for both the faculty and the students. Congratulations to all of the graduates.
Will the candidates for the Master of Medical Education please stand? Provost Butler, these candidates, having completed all of the requirements for the Master in Medical Education, are recommended to you by the faculty of the Carver College of Medicine for the conferring of these degrees. Right here.
On the recommendation of the faculty of the Carver College of Medicine and by the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents, State of Iowa, I confer on you the Master in Medical Education degree as qualified and designated. Will the candidates please come forward to receive their diploma?
Lena Edwards. Leanna Guerin. Krista Johnson. Glenda Raby. Catherine White.
Will the candidates for Doctor of Medicine degree please stand? Provost Butler, these candidates, having completed all of the requirements for the degree of Doctor of Medicine, are recommended to you by the faculty of the Carver College of Medicine for the conferring of this degree.
On the recommendation of the faculty of the Carver College of Medicine and by the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents, State of Iowa, I confer on each of you the degree Doctor of Medicine as qualified and designated. Congratulations.
Now, will the Doctor of Medicines in our midst please be seated?
Will the candidates for the combined degrees, Doctor of Medicine and Master of Public Health, and Doctor of Medicine and Doctor of Philosophy, please stand. Provost Butler, these candidates, having completed all of the requirements for the combined degrees, Doctor of Medicine and Master of Public Health, or Doctor of Medicine and Doctor of Philosophy, are recommended to you by the faculty of the Graduate College for the conferring of these degrees.
On the recommendation of the faculty of the Graduate College and by the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents, State of Iowa, I confer on each of you the degree Master of Public Health or Doctor of Philosophy as qualified and designated. Congratulations.
Will the graduates please be seated?
Dean Schwinn, on behalf of the faculty and administration of the Carver College of Medicine, I present to you these graduates who have just been awarded the degree Doctor of Medicine. They will now be presented with their doctoral hoods and diplomas. The shell of the hood matches the black material of the gown and is lined with the old gold color of the University of Iowa. The velvet border of the hood is indicative of medicine, which traditionally is represented by green. Dr. Hoffman will join me in the presentation of the hoods. The combined MD, PhD graduates will be joined by their faculty mentor, who will simultaneously present them with their graduate hood. Graduates, will you please come forward to receive your hoods and diplomas? Dr. Heidi Ahmed. Dr. Laura Albright. Dr. Siobhan Alexander. Dr. Robert Ander. Dr. Timothy Barr. Dr. Samuel Balin. Dr. Jason Baker. Dr. Brian Beretta. Dr. Tyler Bertroche. Dr. Elizabeth Breitbach. Dr. Caitlin Budnick. Dr. Brendan Case. Dr. Kurt Chamberlain. Dr. Benjamin Chapin. Dr. Justin Chow. Dr. Edward Cho. Dr. Ashley D. Christensen. Dr. Jeffrey Coble. Dr. Cody Connor. Dr. Michelle Curry. Dr. Kevin Schwach. Dr. Thomas Sachik. Dr. Jonathan Davick. Dr. Marissa Decker. Dr. Daniel DeWeert. Dr. Catherine DeWeert. Dr. Yue Ding. Dr. Emily Dore. Dr. Bryce Dukeman. Dr. Alan Edwards. Dr. Alex Ascheid. Dr. Ahmed El Hattab. Dr. Rhonda Endicott. Dr. Brian English. Dr. Andrew Irwood. Dr. Marcela Estrada. Dr. Sarah Estrin. Dr. Blake Iberg. Dr. Tyler Fick. Dr. Caitlin Flannery. Dr. Matthew Folkert. Dr. Sarah Francis. Dr. Tana Friest. Dr. Natasha Gaznick. Dr. Kushbu Goyal. Dr. Anthony Greco. Dr. Nicholas Gregory. Dr. Nicole Grogan. Dr. Justin Guan. Dr. Atul Gupta. Dr. Joy Hansen. Dr. Benson F. Hargens. Dr. Bethany Harpole. Dr. Eric Heller. Dr. Jasmine Hernandez. Dr. Emily Hesselink. Dr. Coolway David Ho. Dr. Brendan Hodis. Dr. Mark Hoger. Dr. Wallace Hong. Dr. Catherine Houselog. Dr. Catherine Hu. Dr. David Jansen. Dr. David Young. Dr. Jacqueline Keller. Dr. John Kennedy. Dr. Courtney Carestas. Dr. Hannah Kadir. Dr. Sung Kim. Dr. Lindsay Kanake. Dr. Colin Krebel. Dr. Christopher Kubler. Dr. Justin Kuiper. Dr. Dwiju Kumar. Dr. Angela Kuntz. Dr. Allison Lane. Dr. Keenan Laraway. Dr. Darren Larson. Dr. Evan Larson. Dr. John Lee. Dr. Audrey Leung. Dr. Joshua Locker. Dr. William Martin. Dr. Kathleen McDonough. Dr. Michael McGarvey. Dr. Jessica McIntyre. Dr. Jessica Mendez. Dr. Marissa Michelle. Dr. Michael Miller. Dr. Brian Moores. Dr. Lane Moser. Dr. Tyler Mao. Dr. Andrea Mulhausen Johnson. Dr. Miriam Weiner Murray. Dr. Nicholas Murray. Dr. Samantha Murray. Dr. Eli Musselman. Dr. Helen Myers. Dr. Hudad Nadere. Dr. Rochelle Naridze. Dr. Jones Nausif. Dr. Adam Nicholson. Dr. Adam Norton. Dr. Benjamin Ogilvie. Dr. Kelsey Whittier Ulrich. Dr. Kristen Olney. Dr. Michael Olthoff. Dr. Loy Wern Ong. Dr. Melissa Palma. Dr. Andrew Poppendick. Dr. Gregory Pelk. Dr. Jordan Peterson. Dr. Mukund Prem Kumar. Dr. Aaron Rasmussen. Dr. Guy Raz. Dr. Sarah Reed. Dr. Nicholas Rettenmeyer. Dr. Catherine Roberts. Dr. Johnny Rolls. Dr. Matthew Rashavi. Dr. Kristen Sandvig. Dr. Benjamin Scallon. Dr. Rose Shabillion. Dr. Kathleen Schrader. Dr. Samuel Schrader. Dr. Jonathan Schultz. Dr. Bridget Shields. Dr. Samuel Schultz. Dr. Rick Seal. Dr. Benjamin Sines. Dr. Sean Slavin. Dr. Laura Sockwell. Dr. Thomas Speak. Dr. Rachel Starks. Dr. Jennifer Streeter. Dr. Michael Strong. Dr. Maria Stunkel. Dr. Jennifer Svensson. Dr. Curtis Swanson. Dr. Holly Vandenbelt. Dr. Timothy Van Dyke. Dr. Jeffrey Wang. Dr. Peter Weir. Dr. Blaine Westemeyer. Dr. Tyler Willman. Dr. Laura Wood. Dr. Zi Xiong. Dr. Alice Shu. Dr. Muthana Yakub. Dr. Mark Beitwin Zhao.
I would now like to address the doctors of medicine. You have come upon a decisive moment in your development as a physician. You are about to recite the physician's oath, which is based on the oath of Hippocrates. While you took a very similar oath at your white coat ceremony a few years ago and have honored that promise, the next minute you will be set apart from your medical school career. This oath is a symbol of your commitment to the healing arts and your acknowledgement of your solemn duty to perform them to the best of your ability. So I ask that you think very seriously about what this oath means and the very real importance it signifies to those whom you treat. As you commit each paragraph, concentrate on the meaning of your vow and see it through, thus acknowledging the magnitude of this ceremony. I now ask the Doctor of Medicine graduates to please rise and turn to page 4 of your program. I'd also like to invite Gregory Pelk, our student recipient of the 2015 Leonard Tao Humanism and Medicine Award, to come forward to read the physician's oath.
I do solemnly swear by that which I hold most sacred, that I will be loyal to the profession of medicine and just and generous to its members, that I will lead my life and practice my art in uprightness and honor, that into whatsoever house I shall enter, it shall be for the good of the sick to the utmost of my power, I, holding myself aloof from wrong, from corruption, and from the temptation of others to vice, that I will exercise my art solely for the cure of my patients, and will give no drug, perform no operation for a criminal purpose, even if solicited, and far less suggest such a thing, that whatsoever I shall see or hear of the lives of others, which is not fitting to be spoken, I will keep inviolably secret. These things I do promise, and in proportion as I am faithful to this, my oath, my happiness and good repute be ever mine, the opposite if I shall be forsworn.
You may be seated. Class of 2015, congratulations. Our state and nation are fortunate to receive such bright, talented, and compassionate physicians, researchers, educators, and healthcare providers. Before we adjourn, I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge an important cohort. Commencements are also a time to express gratitude and appreciation to parents, spouses, family members, and friends of tonight's graduates. You have helped make this journey possible for your graduate. Thank you for your love, support, and encouragement. We recognize that this is also a celebration for you as well. I'd like the graduates, please, to celebrate by clapping for their parents. Following this ceremony, my colleagues and I will be in the conference center lobby, and we look forward to congratulating you personally. I wish each of you the very best as you embark on your future endeavors. To formally conclude, I would like once again to ask the graduates to stand, and I ask the audience this time to join me in concluding these proceedings by saluting you with a round of applause.